Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be moving on to 16-2, where we will be continuing to talk about perimeter. A lot of the concepts that you'll see today are very similar to what you've seen yesterday and the day before in 16-1. So a lot of it will be a review, some of it will be new. Okay, so let's begin by taking a look at this shape here. Okay, this is a square. Now, when we see a square when dealing with perimeter and also with area, sometimes they will only give the length of one side. The reason is because all four sides are the same length in a square, so when we see one side given, we can assume that that is a square and that all four sides are equal. So a couple different ways we can solve it. Since it is a square and all four sides are equal, one could be that we could add together 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, okay, 14 and 14, 28. Or, more simply, since we know our facts, we can do 7 times 4 equals 28 inches. Now, perimeter is not multiplying. Area is multiplying. But in this case, we can use multiplication because we're taking that 7 and we're adding it repeatedly 4 times. So we can do 7 times 4 when it is a square. Now, here, we have a rectangle. Now, you can't do the same thing with a rectangle that you can do with a square. But we did see yesterday or the day before, and we'll continue to see, that when you have a rectangle, we know that opposite sides are equal. So we can add the two sides that we have together and then double it. In this case, it would be a good strategy because we have 14 plus 6. 14 plus 6 is 20. And then we can double that 20 to get 40. So we're taking the 14 and the 6, like I showed you yesterday, and we're doubling it. 20 and 20, so 40 yards is the perimeter there, because it's the reason we're doubling it is because we have another 14 here, which is a double of 14, and we have another 6 here, so that's another double, so we can just add these two together and double it. Thirdly, you'll see over here that we have a triangle. This is an equilateral triangle. I mentioned that in Unit 15. Equilateral triangles mean that all three sides are equal. So since we have 7 centimeters in this shape given to us, we would be told that it's an equilateral triangle, and we can add 7 plus 7 plus 7. We could also do 7 times 3. Similar to how we did 7 times 4 with the square. And we know that 7 times 3 is 21, and in this case it is centimeters. Remember that when you're labeling perimeter, you don't write square centimeters or square inches like we did with area units back earlier in the year. It's just centimeters because we are just measuring the length of all the sides of a shape. Here in this triangle, this is not, and you won't see this in your work today, but I wanted to bring it up. This is not an equilateral triangle. This is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles, I'm going to write it out for you. Okay, the way that you can remember that an isosceles triangle has 2 equal sides is because there's 2 S's near the beginning of the word. So that's just an easy way to remember that isosceles means that 2 sides are equal. So now here, this side is 3 meters, this side is 1 meter. So since it's isosceles, we know that this side is equal to this side. So that's also 3 meters, so we would have 3 plus 3 plus 1, so that perimeter would be 7 meters. 7's coming up a lot today. Must be my favorite number. All right, let's take a look here. You might see word problems today. In fact, you will see word problems today that ask you to figure out the perimeter of shapes by the description that they've given you, okay? So they talk about length and width. Okay, length is how long a shape is, and width is how wide a shape is. The length is usually the longer measurement, and the width is the shorter measurement. Okay, so we have a length here of 50 and a width of 25. if they're asking you to find the perimeter, you have to be sure not to only add the 50 plus the 25, but you also have to add the 50 plus the 25 again. So it's actually 50 plus 50 plus 25 plus 25. So this shape, 50 plus 50 is 100, 25 and 25 is 50, so we add that together, we would have a perimeter in this shape of 150 feet. There's a shape given to you today where they ask you to identify the number of vertices and the number of sides. It's not this shape, but it's a different one, but the rules will apply the same. So this shape has 6 sides, 1, 2, 3 on the top and 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. So it's a 6-sided shape. That means it is a hexagon, okay? Now, whenever a shape, a polygon, has 6 sides, that means that it also has 6 angles. The angles are the spaces between where 2 lines meet. So here are the 6 angles. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 angles, and it also has 6 vertices. A vertex, the plural of vertex is vertices. The vertices are the points, okay, that 2 lines come to. So again, there are 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whenever you have a polygon, the number of sides is also the number of angles and also the number of vertices. They're always the same in polygons. Okay, you might see some word problems where they're giving you clues and you have to figure out a missing side or something like that. So here I've drawn a trapezoid, and this is just an example. You will see one similar in your work. It says 2 sides are equal and the 4th side is half the longest side. So here are our 2 equal sides, 3 and 3. Our longest side is 14. Half of that means that you're dividing it into 2 equal groups, or you think about your doubles. Okay, 7 and 7 is 14, so that means that half of 14 is 7. Sometimes they might just ask you for the missing length. Sometimes they might ask you for the perimeter, or both. So you might have to say the missing side is 7, and also the perimeter. Okay, 14 and 7. It's the same as 7 times 3, so that's 21. And then 21 plus 3 is 24, plus another 3 is 27. I didn't label it here, so we'll just call it meters for this time. So 27 meters is the perimeter there, and the missing side was 7 meters. I believe that is all that I wanted to cover for today. Again, you'll be working on 16-2. Now I'm going to assign the practice buddy, but also the quick check. The quick check was not very challenging. It is actually very quick, and the practice buddy's not too bad either. So you'll have a total of 13 problems for today, 16-2. I'm going to look ahead. We may not spend 2 days on this unit, on this lesson. We'll see. But that's about it for today. So make sure you have a great day and enjoy. See you next time.